places, okay? We are now live on YouTube. We are live on Twitter using Periscope. We are also live here in the DFS Sweatshop in the Facebook VIP. We're going to be going over the 5-game slate that we do have for today. We've got a 2-game early starting out. I believe that is the Utah Jazz and the LA Clippers. And then the second game from that is going to be the Washington Wizards and the Cleveland Cavaliers. So we're going to break down that early 2-game slate. It's going to be over on DraftKings, but we're going to be doing some FanDuel talk as well as Yahoo jumping into all of these. What's up? What's happening? Everybody's coming in. Tyrell Floyd is in on Twitter. Jonathan Adams, the big homie Ballhawk 2 God, is in the Facebook VIP. We've got some cats on YouTube that are definitely joining us. Got a couple likes already. Thank you all for being involved. Now, I know I said that I was going to go light, and I probably wasn't going to do anything today, but honestly, I love y'all. I love y'all. Honestly, like, I love y'all, and I gotta chop it up. I'm sorry, some of my okay, here we go, we're good. Sorry YouTube, my apologies. All right, you're in the mix. You are live in the midday mix. Okay, so first things first, I just want to talk to you a little bit about where we are in the basketball season. We are approaching the playoffs, and I can tell you, shit is gonna stay the way it is, like really, uncertain and crazy and different rotations, and we're gonna see guys calling timeouts so their teammates can score 70 points. We're gonna be seeing cats get punched in the face because playoff intensity is high and then come back and have a shitty game. We're gonna see a bunch of different stuff until, what's going on, Simon? Until the playoffs start. Now, once the playoffs start, I think that's when we're going to see more of a predictable, or not predictable, but we'll be able to tell a lot more of what's going to be going on. It's going to go a lot back to normal, even more so once we get into the playoffs. And then I've got to tell you, we've also got baseball coming in. Baseball is coming in high and tight. We got about 9 more days left before we actually kick off opening day. That is going to be a holiday for us in the sweatshop because we've got a very solid group of guys that have turned. See, a lot of these cats came to me and they were very player driven. Oh, plays. It's all about the plays. Well, we've got guys in the sweatshop now that understand. They're understanding that this is more position based. It's more numbers. It's more analytics. It's more when we talk about DFS as a whole and what it actually is. They understand it's very similar to the game of poker. If we know who our opponents are going to be more prone to play, then we know how to play our hands. It's the same concept. So we've got a lot of cats that are really understanding this in the sweatshop. And if you're not a part of the DFS sweatshop, YouTube, Twitter, and YouTube, these guys are. You might want to go hit up the website at www.dfssweatshop.com. That's where you're going to get all of the information that these guys are getting, and also be able to kick it with these guys here in the sweatshop and grow your DFS game as a whole. So we've got a lot of great stuff coming up in the coming weeks. My suggestion to you would be to play lightly. As the season comes to a close, play lightly. You don't want to dry up your bankroll so that when baseball starts, you have no money to play with, or you have to redeposit. And the larger sites probably gonna like be mad at me for this, but I'm telling you, man, I have scaled back my buy-in. Phil asked there a core 4 today. No, I'm not doing a core 4 today. Normally, I like to tell people how I'm playing, and the way I play on these shorter slates, I like to stack. I like to find the offenses that I stack and grab 3, sometimes 4, even in some cases 5 people. If the Rockets are playing, I'm stacking 5 deep with the Rockets. That's what I like to do. So what we're gonna do is like I said, I've scaled back my buy-in to. I'm around 2-3% of my complete bankroll in most contests, man. I am just not giving them that money back. I'm not. Because now is where, the only people that can really benefit from all the unpredictability going on in the league right now in NBA is the Sharks, the people that have 150 lineups. The only people that were on all of the plays that went off yesterday were the motherfuckers who had 150 lineups. So if you didn't cash out last night, I don't want you to be like, damn, I suck at DFS. No, it's not that. You just didn't have 150 lineups. You didn't max enter like these guys do. And that makes it very hard for us to really see. You said somebody said Robin. Security. This dude said Robin. Don't say Robin, man. Fuck Robin. All right, so Danny Green, we just saw that. Danny Green has been ruled out. That is the San Antonio and my New York Knicks going to be playing. We still need to get some information on whether or not we're going to be seeing LeBron James. In my opinion, in my humble opinion, I ain't going to block you, homie. I love you, man. I ain't going to block you. In my opinion, now see? You can get it. Stop now. They're saying Robin everywhere. All right, so in my humble opinion, I think that we are not going to see LeBron James today. And that would automatically tell us that we need to go ahead and lock in Kyrie Irving. That's where I'm at with it. That's what I'm going to be doing. Once I get the word that he's out for sure, that we're not going to see LeBron, I'm investing heavily in Kyrie Irving if he is going to play as well. And a lot of times they rest the big three, together. And Simon brings up a good question talking about Love from on a back-to-back. No, I won't be rocking with Love on the back-to-back. I'm not going to do that. So he's robbing. He's robbing our fucking pockets. That's what he did. So really quick, let's go ahead and jump into some of the pricing, man, and talk a little bit about the early game slate. It's going to be kicking off at about 3:30 Eastern. So we've got a couple games there. That is the Washington Wizards and the Cleveland Cavs and the Utah Jazz and the LA Clippers. Let's start with the Utah Jazz and the Clippers, man, because this is a game that I think we can definitely have, a lot of exposure to. We got to have exposure to because there's only 2 games on the slate. So you look at the Utah Jazz and the LA Clippers. Both of these teams are still well in playoff contention. I think they're going to come to play today. The first thing that kind of jumped off for me was the price decrease on DeAndre Jordan. Now we know DeAndre Jordan is going to be matched up against probably one of the best defensive centers in the league in Rudy Gobert. The price on Gobert is about $8K. Now that means you have to make a choice. You're going to roster one. You're going to roster both. Which one are you going to rock with? Well, I'm going to tell you, I love discounts. I'm a fan of the discount. And you get me DeAndre Jordan at 6.3. You get me DeAndre Jordan. The t-shirts are coming out. They should be sent out, I believe, April 7th, because we made our quota. We got that together. So April 7th, I think you should be seeing the t-shirts. All right, so you give me DeAndre Jordan at a decreased price point. I'm talking 6.3K. I have absolutely no issue with that. Especially, like Larry Harris just brought up, when, let's just say, Love is going to see a decrease in minutes or going to be out, we can throw Channing Frye into the mix. That will kind of make up for not rostering Rudy Gobert at 8K. Now, Gobert is very pricey. 8K is a lot to spend for a defensive-minded center who does not have a penchant for going out and scoring a bunch of points. So I have no issue with the fade on Gobert. I will not be rostering Gobert in my early DraftKings. I'm not. I'm going to be playing, if we know Love might sit, I'm going to be playing some Channing Frye or maybe some Tristan Thompson at center. But I know I am locking in. I am definitely, and this is the DraftKings, this is the early slate. I know I am locking in DeAndre Jordan at that price point. Now, okay. Now, since I like DeAndre Jordan this much, I automatically want to look to Chris Paul at 7.8K. See, all of these guys are cheap as shit, man. They're all very cheap. And you can look at it as bait to trap us in to roster these cats, but I still think this is going to be a very, very good game. The point total is 200. So that means we can look more closely at the studs in this game. When we talk about Gordon Hayward, I like the spot that he is in. We know we can attack the LA Clippers at that small forward position. I have no issue with that. I'm going to have some Gordon Hayward. We also know Luke Mbah a Moute is going to be guarding him. I'm not scared of that at all. I'm not scared of that at all. So I will have some Gordon Hayward. We know that there's no early slate on FanDuel. It's an all day. So you can apply this information to your all day on FanDuel or your all day on Yahoo as well, because Yahoo has an all day slate they're running as well. But on DraftKings, we've got a 2-game and then we've got a 4-game. We also have a 3-game turbo inside of the 4-game. You can make something in the 3-game, throw them bitches in the main. You know what I'm saying? You wonder if the website has golf. No. Now the website does not have golf. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to be taking these types of questions from these folks over here. We do not have golf, but we have a few really solid minds, great minds that study golf and prepare golf inside of the DFS Sweatshop Facebook VIP. That is actually where it all goes down. That's where it all goes down. It goes down here in the VIP. These are the best minds that could be assembled in DFS here, and honest cats that are willing to help you out. So back to this game, man. Blake Griffin, automatically somebody who I like. I think stacking the big three in the LA Clippers is actually a very good strategy. You stack those guys. You also get you some Jamal Crawford, maybe some Austin Rivers. That will complete a very nice team stack on the LA Clippers side in the early. As far as you all-day guys, I would take maybe a 2 off in this. Probably Chris Paul and DeAndre Jordan. I would fade Blake in the all-day slate. He is priced at 7.5K. That is particularly a weakness for Utah, but I think the ownership is going to be like 80% on him. So I don't have a problem fading away from him and stacking up with other guys that we could get in our lineups, especially on the Utah side, as Joe Ingles, maybe some Rodney Hood will probably be a solid play. He's very cheap at 4K. I think Rodney Hood is back to health. I think he's back fine to health, so I think you can definitely roster Rodney Hood in your earlies. So this game, this is going to be a good game, a good early slate. I think the more of us jump into it, it's very, very easy for us to come up with some winning lineups in there. Okay. Now the next games we're going to talk about is the Washington Wizards and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now this is tough. This is tough because until we know some for sure definite news on LeBron, it is very hard. Gun Decker. Yo, hey, we got a special guest in the house, man. The homie Gun Decker, man. Everybody kiss the ring, salute the big homie Gun Decker. What's going on, big fam? That's my dude right there, man. All right, so in this Washington and Cleveland game, what we know so far is that we're probably not going to be seeing LeBron James. We are not sure if they're going to be resting some more cats. We also know that we're going to see a minutes limit even if he does play for for Kevin Love. We know that we can see a minutes limit on him anyway if he does play. So that's going to kind of take me off of him. It's going to put everything I have onto Kyrie Irving. I like Kyrie today. He is going to be my favorite play when we talk about point guards in the slate. I am not as high on George Hill or even John Wall for that matter, because in a 215.5 point total, our research has shown us that we don't have to. It's a no-brainer. 250 point total. Get John Wall. No, you don't have to get John Wall because the point total is so large that he's going to be assisted. They have a projected team total of 109.3 points. He is going to be assisted in scoring those points by guys like Bradley Beal, by Otto Porter, by Markieff Morris. Now, Marcin Gortat, he is. I know a lot of y'all are upset with Gortat. I know you are because you probably didn't have Ian Mahinmi last night, and you're like, damn, I rostered Gortat. Well, I'm telling you this. A lot of times they play Mahinmi those huge minutes because he is going to provide that rest for Gortat. So now I see Gortat getting those minutes that Mahinmi had. So I have no issue with rostering Gortat today. Jonathan Adams just brought up Bradley Beal in the bounce back game. I am definitely in on that. I like the guys that surround John Wall a little bit more than I actually like John Wall. And John Wall has not hit 5X in the last 7 games. So that's kind of telling us, even though this is a playoff atmosphere, it's going to be a big game, we're not going to see LeBron James. Washington is a 3-point favorite. They are in Cleveland. So there's a lot of different ways we can attack this. I would stack the people around John Wall. That's the way that I would attack the slate. I would attack the people around him. Exactly. They don't play Mahinmi as much because if you remember, Mahinmi is a player that came off of injury as well. This is a guy that's just getting his bearings back underneath him as well. So you don't have to just look automatically, oh man, Mahinmi scored 35 points last night, and you roster him and you chase those points tonight. That's not what's going to happen. Just got a question if LeBron is out. We do not know. We just got a graphic. Gortat in 10 Saturday games, he has exceeded 6x value in 10 Saturday games. That's pretty dope. Now, we're not sure if LeBron is going to be out yet, but he is questionable. He is day-to-day. I looked at a couple of sites. I looked at RotoQL, said it had him day-to-day. I got him on I looked at him on quite a few sites, and I saw that they did have him as a rest candidate. Game time decisions is what he is right now. Jason Smith, good question about Jason Smith. I don't have any problem rostering him there as well, because with Gortat seeing bigger minutes a couple of games before, then you had You had me and Mahimi seeing the bulk of the minutes last night. There is a possibility that you see Jason Smith off of the bench. Bojan Bogdanovic is somebody that could make it into our lineups. The only guy that I'm really not on is John Wall. If LeBron James sits, of course, if LeBron James sits, you can fire up Kyrie Irving. He is going to be the offense. He's going to be the offense, most definitely. You're gonna see a ton of Kyrie Irving in my lineups if I find out that LeBron's gonna be sitting. Tristan Thompson is not a player that I'm scared to play as well. J.R. Smith at 4.2K, not a bad price there on him. So there's a lot to like about that early 2-game slate, man. Any Kevin Love if LeBron out? No, I'm not playing Kevin Love. He's on a minutes restriction. If LeBron sits, he's probably gonna sit Kevin Love as well. You might see from the Cleveland Big Three is Kyrie. So let's go ahead and move on. And now this is gonna be for all of my DraftKings guys, especially that's gonna be playing in that 4-game main slate. We will have some stack sheets issued out to you. There is a few. You just got word that Danny Green is gonna be out automatically. Manu, I like him. Get him in your lineups. You're playing it all day. Manu Ginobili is definitely a player that you can rock with, especially on FanDuel, where you have to lock in those 2 shooting guard positions. And shooting guard, like it most of the time is not a very deep, not a very deep point of rostering. So if you want to look to DeMar DeRozan and then pair him with Manu Ginobili on FanDuel, I kind of like that. I don't have an issue there. Next game we're talking about, this is the 8:30 game. It's Toronto Raptors and the Dallas Mavericks. You know what? The point total is so low. It's 194.5 points. And that is going to scare the common casual DFS player off. No, this game is, the point total is too low. I can't do anything with this. And you know what? Bullshit. All that means is the points are going to be condensed to the guys that are the studs on the team. What this means is, we're not going to see a lot of the helpers getting into it. What we're going to see in this game is most likely DeMar DeRozan go off and attribute to a lot of the team scoring at 97.3 points. We're going to see on the Dallas side guys like Dirk Nowitzki. We're going to see maybe Harrison Barnes, Wesley Matthews, Seth Curry. This is my favorite team to stack on this entire slate. My favorite team to stack is going to be the Dallas Mavericks. I like the point total. It's nice and low to where I can kind of pick who I think is going to be involved in the game. It's going to be a competitive game. Both of these teams are kind of fighting for some playoff positioning. So I would go 4 deep on the Dallas side when it came to a stack. I'm talking Seth Curry. I like Lil Bear in this spot. Nerlens Noel, possibly if he starts off the bench, no matter how it goes. I do like Nerlens. I think Harrison Barnes is kind of iffy, but I could go there as well. And I do like Wesley Matthews in this spot because DeMar DeRozan is no defensive stopper. So and DeMar DeRozan sees a ton of offensive usage, which equates for defensive usage damn, I'm sorry, I keep losing my page. Yeah, that equates to defensive usage for Wesley Matthews. So I like a lot about this game. This is a game a lot of people are not going to want to stack. They're not going to want to have too much to do with this. So I have no issue with a Dallas stack, which is cheap and will allow me to pay up in some spots for, if I want to take a shot on Kawhi Leonard or Cat or Rubio. I can go Dallas stack, Cat, Rubio, and still grab somebody from the Portland game, from the Portland side if I really wanted to, somebody like CJ McCollum. So that's the way that I'll be going. We've got to really grab a hold to this Toronto-Dallas game. Trust me, I'm telling you, this is going to be a very, very solid game to stack. Who is the damn point guard for Dallas? Great question. It's going to be Seth Curry. The last game out, Seth ran the point, and then we saw J.J. Barea come out in limited minutes and shit the bed and only scored 10 points. Wasn't a great game for J.J. Barea. Even though I like him, I'm going to have him in some spots. He is considerable as well. So, next game we're talking about is my New York Knicks going to San Antonio to take on the Spurs. This is a 205-point total. Not a huge point total because the Spurs don't have to score a lot of points to beat you, but it is a 15.5-point spread. 15.5-point spread. That is a huge spread for such a low point total. And what that is telling me that we can look to some guys around Kawhi Leonard to actually get the job done. And as we do this, we've got cats like Manu Ginobili. We know he's probably going to be seeing an uptick in minutes because Danny Green is out. We could be seeing some rest for this game. So Melo is probably not going to be playing in this game. He's a game time decision, as is Derrick Rose. So there's a ton of value, a ton of cheap value on the New York Knicks side as well as it could possibly be on the San Antonio side. We look at some of the cheap value for the Knicks. Mindaugas Kuzminskas is probably going to be starting at small forward. Had a very solid game out last time. I think we can look to him in some spots. Ron Baker is a no. I'm not fucking with Ron Baker. I would much rather take my chances on Justin Holiday, who I like. Nikki D just asked that. Justin Holiday, or maybe some don't laugh, but maybe some Chasing Randall, man. Maybe some Chasing Randall in the spot. I don't have a problem with that as well. I don't have a problem with that as well. Now, Kristaps Porzingis is gonna definitely be in consideration for me, as well as Courtney Lee, because Courtney Lee would have been faced up against Danny Green, but Danny Green is out. So, and this is a mistake that we made yesterday. Remember this mistake we made yesterday when everybody avoided Devin Booker because we knew that we weren't going to be seeing, because we knew, Avery Bradley defense is so good, no Devin Booker. And then right before lineups locked, a little while before that, we found out Avery Bradley wasn't going to be playing. Well, Danny Green is probably the best wing defender for the San Antonio Spurs. We know he's not going to be playing. Manu's playing, so that means Courtney Lee is in play. Courtney Lee is actually in play for us. So Porzingis 38, 45, and 43 the last games versus San Antonio over the past 3 seasons. I can get that. I can get that. At 7.1, I can take that. I can definitely take that. Also, let's take a look at Guillermo Hernan Gomez. 4.3 is his price point. You've also got Kyle O'Quinn at 3.4. Those are guys that you could take a look at if you wanted to pay up, for that Rubio Towns Wiggins stack that I see a lot of people are going to be on. A lot of people are going to want to be on that. So you can take a look at that as well. On the San Antonio side, just to move over there, Kawhi Leonard, 10K, bro. Are you paying up for Kawhi? 10K. Now, my first instinct when it came to seeing Kawhi Leonard is, you know what? Fuck that. I don't want to take a shot. I don't want to miss out on whoever is going to be scoring the most points on the slate. Because there's a very good chance that, a player like Kawhi Leonard could definitely be the highest scoring player on the slate. But in my estimation, he's not going to need to do that. So I think investing 10K on DraftKings is not a great play. I'm going to be fading Kawhi Leonard. Plus, it's a 110.3 point total, which means that we can roster the helpers around. We just had somebody talk about LaMarcus Aldridge. Paul Harless talking about that. Bertans could be somebody who's in play for the very cheap. You've got Tony Parker at 4K is the player that you definitely could take a look at. Paul Gasol at 4.9. So these guys are very cheap. This game and the Toronto game, Toronto, Dallas, and New York, San Antonio, is going to be a game that a lot of people try to avoid because, of course, Portland is that Corvette style offense, that big offense that's going to go out, big game Dame, go out, score a bunch of points, and then you've got Washington, John Wall. Everybody's going to want to be on that. But what I'm saying is, let's go ahead and get where we know the points are going to be distributed. In the Toronto-Dallas game, we kind of know who's going to do the work there. In the Knicks and San Antonio game, we have a better idea who is going to do the work in those games. Minnesota-Portland, anybody, Shabazz could come off of the bench and drop 30. Who knows? Now, I will have pieces of the Minnesota offense. I will have pieces of the Portland Trailblazers offense, but I'm not going to stack those guys. I'm going to fuck with Dame, McCollum, who I like, maybe some Nurkic in certain spots. Not going to be looking too deep into the Portland bench. Maybe some Al-Farouq Aminu if it strikes me. On the Minnesota side, I like the big 3 stack there. These are teams that are fighting for playoff positioning. I think this is gonna be a very solid game. I've got no issue with that. But not looking too deeply into those. I want to find the value that's in the Cleveland game, the Washington game, the Toronto-Dallas game, and the Knicks and the San Antonio game. So that is how we are going to be attacking today's slate. Any quick questions we have? We want to chop it up with each other. It's all good. It's all good here. Noah Vonleh. Let's go ahead and check Noah Vonleh out because the dude has been starting and seeing meaningful minutes. He is one of the more volatile players. Matched up against the 4th-ranked DVP against that position, and you know what? I can't get into him. Listen. When you talk about starting Noah Vonleh, right? Now, is he a double waiting to happen? No. And you can get better production for around the same price because he's now priced up to 4.1K on DraftKings. He's not 3K anymore. Noah Vonleh at 3K, yeah, but at 4.1, I'm not too sure about that because I can get a guy like Guillermo Hernan Gomez who has 40-point upside and may make his way into the starting rotation with the sideline Carmelo Anthony, who is not confirmed yet, but that's what we're thinking. He's going to be rested in this game. So, should we be aware of Minnesota on the back-to-back? No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't be aware. No, Minnesota on the back-to-back is all good. That's one of the younger teams in the league. They're ready to go. Got a question about Bradley Beal. Yes, I do like Bradley Beal today. 20% chance he gets a double-double. Nah. Towns at home. Yes, give me some. Yeah, I like Towns. I'm all good on Towns. You like the hat? Oh, thank you, man. Thank you, bro. They're gonna be available to everyone soon. Cat is your favorite play today. Six back-to-backs away. He's averaging. Okay, cool. Even if Melo plays, Thomas is out. Can we still go? Yes. Now that was a good question. It says even if Melo does play, right? Even if Melo does play, can you go to Kuzminskis? Because Lance is going to be out, and I think so. But what you're looking for with Kuzminskis is a blowout, because you don't want Kawhi on Kuzminskis. You don't want that. That's not going to work out well. You don't want that. That's the plan you make if you think this game is going to be blowing out. Which, by the look of this point total, it's a 15.5 point spread. I kind of think that's easy. Rodney Hood or J.R. Smith for the early slate? Good question. Depending on who's out. Now, if you got LeBron and Love out, I would definitely go J.R. Smith. If all of those guys play for some reason, then I would go the other way with Rodney Hood. I think Rodney Hood is in a better matchup against as a shooter against J.J. Redick. I'm better with that. If Cleveland rests Love, no. Scored 394 in DraftKings last night. Go and do it. Devin Booker did it for you. I'm sure he did. The Knicks the lowest point per team today. Somebody has to score. That's right. Now, yeah, Knicks are the lowest team total on the slate today. And that means that somebody has to do the scoring. And that's why cats like Kristaps Porzingis jump out to you. Courtney Lee jumps out to you. Of course, if they rest Carmelo Anthony, then you can look to guys like Guillermo Gomez off of the bench. Those guys jump out to you. Besides Fantasy Labs, how much do you keep up with injury news? Well, I try to keep up by the minute. Like, I'm always scouring, looking for injury news, checking up on everything. What I do is I follow the beat writers, and this is gonna come particularly handy for us during baseball season. There's a list, man. Go find the list of, and I'll try to post it in the link to one of these videos. There's a list of all the beat writers for all the teams, and you can go to those and follow those cats on Twitter, man. They're always saying something. You're gonna know who was at the club late last night, all kind of shit. You're gonna know all of that shit. So, thoughts on Shabazz Muhammad? Shabazz is definitely playable. We know that Bielita has been injured and will not be playing for the rest of the regular season. Chris Dunn is somebody who I've seen pop up in a lot of my models, so be on the lookout for him. But Danny Green out. You don't know. Yes, yeah, Danny Green's out. We got that. Thank you. Hello from Scotland. What's happening, bro? All the way in Scotland. Well, how you doing from South Carolina? Appreciate you and Gunn for going commercial. Damn. Commercial? That was like a little jab. Yo, snowflake ass. Right. So, fade Nurkic. He's soft against Cat. I can get a Nurkic fade. I can definitely buy a Nurkic fade. I don't have an issue with that. I don't have an issue with a Nurkic fade. Am I on a radio channel? No, but you can go. You can follow me, of course. iTunes. We've got a show. It's called a DFS Sweatshop. It's on iTunes. Just about every day is a new content posted. You can go look there. So keep the quick questions coming, man. Keep the quick questions coming. Evan Turner. Evan Turner is a no for me. I have no Evan Turner in my roster builds. Not at all. I have no Evan Turner. How about Caspi? Ooh, that's interesting, because that's the guy that you could see potentially steal minutes from Shabazz Muhammad. Like, they wouldn't found another Bielita real quick. So and that's very interesting. No Harrison Barnes. Yes, I do like Harrison Barnes. My favorite team to stack today, my favorite game to stack is Toronto and Dallas, because I have a better outlook on and plus I'm a tournament player, bro. I'm going contrarian. Everybody's gonna stack Portland. Everybody's gonna stack Minnesota. Nobody's gonna stack Dallas. Nobody's gonna stack Toronto. Nobody's gonna do it. Favorite value play on the main slate. My favorite value play, and if you want to talk value, if you're talking around 3K, it's probably gonna be Chasing Randall at 3.2. I like him. Do I like Lil Bruh? Yes, I love Lil Bruh. Lil Bruh is gonna be running point. And if you don't know, if you're new to the show, Lil Bruh is Steph Curry. Steph Curry's little brother. Gorgie Jane. That works if you're gonna stack Minnesota. I mean, because, I wouldn't see the point in getting, exposure to Gorgie Jang without a guy who he correlates the best with, and that being Ricky Rubio. I do like Rubio in this spot. We know that the Portland Trailblazers bend over and give it up to the point guard position, so I don't have an issue with rostering one or both of those guys. But I can play Rubio without playing Jang, but I don't think I can play Jang without playing Rubio. Quick questions. Any more quick questions? Well, just wanted to jump in with you, man. And Serge Ibaka, yes, we can rock with Serge Ibaka. I do like him. PJ Tucker's a no for me, man. PJ Tucker's a no. That's not the way that I would stack. I don't like PJ Tucker. What do you think of Uncle Drew in the main? Not a fan. Not a fan of that. He's in 0 of my roster bills. All right. Bojan today. I do like Bojan. Can we go 4 deep in Minnesota? I think you can. I think you can. But look at it, man. They got a very solid, starting 4 with the exception of Brandon Rush. He kind of sucks. So I think you can go deep like that. Do you like Tristan Thompson versus the Wizards? He had a good game against them last time. Yes, you can rebound the ball against the Wizards, definitely. And especially if we don't see Kevin Love. If we don't see Kevin Love, I really like Tristan Thompson. Alan Crabb. You like Alan Crabb. I got you. When you stack, are you doing 4-man stacks? It depends. Now, okay, if they're cheap, if the stack is cheap enough to where I can get the best players, like let's talk about the Dallas. Let's talk about the Dallas game. Now, what I would do in a 4-man stack of Dallas, where I'm going Nerlens Noel, I'm going Dirk Nowitzki, I'm going Wesley Matthews, and I'm going Seth Curry. Now, I do think Harrison Barnes is in a solid enough spot to roster him, but at 5.9K, I'm going for some of the cheaper guys. None of the guys that is named, with the exception of Dirk Nowitzki, is over 6K. Nobody's over 6K. Dirk Nowitzki is 6K. Wesley Matthews 5.1. Nerlens is 5K flat. Seth Curry is 5.2. I'm stacking the shit out of that because I can still go and pay up for a Rubio Town stack and get it in. Should I stack Wolves Trailblazers? Yes, if you're gonna be like everybody else, because that's what everybody else is gonna do. That's gonna be a chalky stack. Everybody is stacking that. Everybody's stacking that. I can go with this Dallas stack, this cheap Dallas stack, and still pay up for Dame Lillard and have a lineup that I kind of feel comfortable with, and that's the plan. Because comfort is key, bro. If you're not comfortable about the lineups you're rolling out, there's no point in rolling those lineups out, bro. All right. The Jazz will start Hill, Hood, Hayward, Diaw, and Gobert Sunday. That just came in from Fantasy Labs. Any more questions? We ran just a touch over the 30 minutes that I wanted to spend with you guys today, man. Thank y'all so much for coming into the midday mix. Joval? No, I'm not on Joval. The minutes have been capped recently, and I think that Ibaka coming back is kind of going to stand in the way of him having, one of those big double-doubles that we like to see from Joval. I'd much rather go with Serge Ibaka, Corey Joseph, and DeMar DeRozan in a 3-man Toronto stack. Fantasy Labs or Roto Grinders? Labs. Fuck Roto Grinders. Labs. I'm not fucking with Val, bro. I'm not fucking with Val. Is LBJ playing? Right now, he's still questionable. It's a game time decision. We are not sure yet. And I want y'all to go out, man, and I want y'all to play lightly, man. Don't give it all back. Whatever you've won, what you've done so far the NBA season, we had a very successful one in the sweatshop. Don't give it all back. Play lightly. Baseball is right around the corner. We are 9 days away from opening day, baby. And I'm so excited. I can't wait for baseball to start. We've got a lot of stuff in tune for you guys. So get with us, man. Number one thing I want y'all to do when you're in the DFS sweatshop is keep it 300. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have an awesome day. Make sure you cash out. Keep it 300, y'all.